Coming up on Spartan Sports Report, the men's basketball team continued its dance through the Cleveland Regional. The hockey team had a historic night in Munn Ice Arena, and gymnastics looked to defend its Big Ten title in enemy territory.
Hello and welcome back into this week's edition of the Spartan Sports Report. I'm Maddie Warden.
And I'm Elisa Luker. Maddie, we had trophies hoisted, NCAA action, and so much more happening in East Lansing and around the country this week. I don't know about you, but even with the gray skies, things are looking pretty bright for MSU athletics.
It is a very exciting time, Elisa, and I think the best way to start is with a team that is celebrating a pretty sweet milestone, Tom Izzo and the men's basketball team. The Spartans started off on Friday night in Cleveland against the America East champion Bryant Bulldogs. Bryant came out hot early and stayed with the Spartans, but Cohen Carr led the way in the first half to stay in it with 15 points, finishing with 18. Jace Richardson and Trey Holloman knocked down some big threes down the stretch as MSU dominated in the second half, winning by a score of 87-62. In the round of 32, MSU faced Richard Patino and the New Mexican Lobos. The Mountain West regular season champs put up a fight, going up 10 early again, but the Spartans cut it to 2 at the half. Jaden Akins came up big in the last 20 minutes, knocking down 2 second-half threes, finishing the game with 16 points. Spartans went on to win 71-63 to advance to Tom Izzo's 16th Sweet 16. Cleveland was a short trip for many Spartans based in Michigan, and Rocket Arena got loud with Michigan State fans, even before their game-win chants of "Go Green, Go White" rang out during the Alabama and St. Mary's game. Spartan Sports Report's Ethan Hunter got the chance to talk to all different kinds of Spartans in Cleveland this weekend.
I'm an alum. He's actually currently a student.
Hayden and Julia woke up on Wednesday with no idea that Jeremy Fears isn't taking the experience for granted, with his Michigan State promise of March success finally being fulfilled.
It's been great. This is something I dreamed of. One of the reasons why I came here, just to be with a winning culture, winning program, and just, make big plays and play in big games.
The Spartans will be dancing on to face Ole Miss in Atlanta, which has a special significance for this team.
We're super excited to go to Atlanta. I mean, Cohen's from Atlanta, so he'll have his whole family out there, so that's a great experience for him. And just be able to play in the Sweet 16. You move on to the second weekend, and you get to enjoy it again.
Tradition and family, by blood or brotherhood, March always finds a way of bringing Spartans together. For the Spartan Sports Report in Cleveland, I'm Ethan Hunter.
There really are Spartan alumni everywhere, including Atlanta, where the team will be traveling this weekend. The Atlanta Spartans Facebook group has almost 2,000 members, and many more fans of Michigan State will be traveling in to fill State Farm Arena on Friday.
On Saturday night, the Michigan State women's gymnastics team headed to Ann Arbor to compete in the Big Ten Championship, seeking to defend its championship title. The Spartans started the first rotation on the beam where Gabi Stephens scored a perfect 10, the first gymnast in MSU history to do so, securing a share of the Big Ten beam title and helping her earn runner-up in the all-around. Skylar Schulte shined with a floor routine that earned a 9.975 and a third-place finish. Olivia Zarmani woke up the MSU fan base with a title-clinching 9.975 vault performance, followed by Sage Kellerman with a 9.95 to earn runner-up. Kellerman, the Big Ten Specialist of the Year, then stuck a landing that had fans chanting 10, but she instead earned a 9.950 on bars. Nikki Smith was named Big Ten Gymnast of the Year, and she is the first in program history to do so since 2007. Despite all of these accolades, this was not enough to compete with Big Ten newcomer UCLA, who finished with a back-to-back perfect 10s from Brooklyn Moores and Jordan Childs on floor. UCLA came out on top with a final score of 198.450, with MSU in second at 198.150. The Spartans will move on to NCAA Regionals in Allentown on April 3rd. After the selection show yesterday, head coach Mike Rose spoke about the confidence he has in this year's team.
Our mantra or our theme from the beginning of the season has been "It's time," and we chose that for a reason because this group could do it. If anybody's going to do it, this group will be the ones to do it, and they're hungry, still hungry for it.
The 7-seeded Michigan State women's basketball team traveled to Raleigh, North Carolina to start its dance in the NCAA tournament. Michigan State first faced 10-seed Harvard and won 64-50. MSU was led by junior forward Grace Van Sluten with 15 points and 11 rebounds, her sixth double-double of the season. The Spartans recorded 22 wins in back-to-back seasons for the first time since 2012 and 2013. Robin Freilic's squad advanced to the round of 32, where its luck came to an end at the hand of the 2-seed NC State, losing 83-49. The Wolfpack went on an early 12-4 surge, and they never looked back, dominating MSU and ending the Spartans' NCAA tournament run. Michigan State will be saying goodbye to 4 seniors, Julia Aralt, Nyla Hampton, Jaden Simmons, and Jocelyn Tate, who have played their final game in the green and white.
The top-seeded Michigan State men's hockey team welcomed in number 3 seed Ohio State to East Lansing for the Big Ten Tournament Championship this past Saturday. In this double overtime thriller, the Spartans were crowned Big Ten Tournament championships for the second straight season. This was the longest game in Big Ten Tournament history as the Buckeyes were able to claw back from an early MSU lead. It would take over 95 minutes to separate these two squads, but it was none other than Isaac Howard, the Hobie Baker finalist and Big Ten Player of the Year, to score the game-winning goal for Michigan State. The Spartans are the first ever Big Ten team to win the conference regular season and tournament titles in back-to-back seasons. But Nightingale's team doesn't have much time to rest, as it is now time for the NCAA tournament. After receiving the number 2 overall seed, MSU will head to Toledo to take on Cornell in the first round of the tournament this Thursday at 5:30. After the selection show on Sunday, Nightingale discussed the upcoming matchup with the Big Red.
I think Cornell, you look at the job that Coach Schaefer's done. He's been there a long time, and this is his last year, and the way his team's responded and finishing strong here. They're well coached, defend really hard. We'll dig into more tape on them, but a ton of respect for them.
Make sure to stay tuned as we will have more coverage from Toledo over the regionals weekend.
The women's tennis team took a trip out west this past weekend to face off against number 16 USC and number 24 UCLA. On Saturday, the Spartans fought hard but ultimately fell to the Trojans 4-0. The green and white then took on the Bruins to conclude the weekend. Although there were some strong back-and-forth battles from freshman Ellie Blackford and senior Lisa Vevalainen, MSU couldn't secure the win, losing 4-0. Now 10-7 on the season, the team will head back to East Lansing to host Northwestern on Friday.
Concluding a 4-game road trip, the Michigan State men's tennis team swept Indiana 4-0 on Saturday before facing off with Purdue on Sunday. Big Ten Player of the Week senior Max Sheldon was perfect this weekend, going undefeated in singles and doubles play alongside his brother, freshman Mitchell Sheldon. Behind victories from freshman Matthew Forbes, redshirt sophomore Araceli Thanos, and the Sheldons, MSU topped the Boilermakers 5-2. The Spartans improved to 10-6 and 5-1 in conference play and will host both Penn State and Ohio State this weekend.
Michigan State softball opened home conference play against Ohio State in a 3-game weekend series at Sakia Stadium with a doubleheader on Friday and the final on Sunday. The Spartans look to upset the number 25 ranked Buckeyes. Ohio State started off strong, blasting a home run to dead center field. Freshman Carson Cassidy struck out the side after coming in mid-inning with bases loaded. Freshman Sophie Holverstadt hit an RBI triple to give the Spartans their lone run of the game in the 5th inning. The Buckeyes would call this one early with a 17-1 win after 5 innings. In the second game on Friday, the Spartans hoped to make a comeback. The game was tied up at 3 going into the 7th inning. However, the Buckeyes would hit 3 straight home runs to take the second game 7-3. Ohio State once again started off the first inning blasting 4 home runs, scoring 8. Michigan State would get its first hit of the game from senior Macy Lee in the 5th inning. Sophomore Kendall Smiley drove in 2 runs to prevent a shutout. Ohio State took the third game 24-2 and earned the series sweep. Michigan State looks to get back into the win column this Wednesday at home against Central Michigan.
Well, from one diamond in East Lansing to one just next door, the Michigan State baseball team had a flurry of games last week, which started last Wednesday against the Oakland Golden Grizzlies. MSU got it started with a strong first inning, putting up 3 runs in the frame, capitalized by a solo home run by Will Shannon. Michigan State continued a good day at the plate with more runs in the 4th, with another solo home run, this time by the junior shortstop Randy Seymour. The green and white offense continued to fire on all cylinders, highlighted by a great day from sophomore Ryan McKay, who reached base 5 times, going 4 for 4 with an RBI. Oakland made a push, scoring 2 runs in the 6th and 2 in the 8th inning, but it would not be enough as McKay once again would score for the 8th run of the game for Michigan State on a wild pitch. And this would be the dagger as the Spartans would hold on for an 8-5 win over Oakland. MSU then took a trip to Happy Valley to face off against the Penn State Nittany Lions for a 3-game series. Junior ace Joseph Jura was fantastic in Game 1, pitching 5 scoreless innings, only allowing 2 hits and a 4-0 MSU victory. Penn State then bounced back to take Game 2, but in Game 3, MSU was victorious once again, taking that one by a final score of 10-5 off a 3-for-5 day from McKay. Michigan State will look to continue its solid play as they battle in South Bend, Indiana against Notre Dame on Wednesday before a 3-game Big Ten weekend series at home versus Illinois.
As Michigan State's men's wrestling team season came to a close, the trinity of redshirt freshmen and Caleb Weand, Remy Cotton, and Max Venadia headed to Philadelphia, where they qualified in the NCAA National Championship Tournament this past Thursday. In their first ever appearance at the championships, Weand kicked off the prelims and dropped a match 4-1, but got back in the win column, picking up an 8-4 win in the consolation bracket. Weand would then be eliminated in the next round after being pinned in the first period. Cotton and Venadia both finished 0-2, ultimately ending the tournament run for the Spartans. The trio finished with a final score of .5, officially capping off the season for the Grapplers of Jenison.
Thank you so much for watching today's postseason heavy episode of Spartan Sports Report.
Yeah, so much going on at the end of the winter sports season, and we'll have all the coverage for you right here across all our social medias.
Look out for content coming at you from men's basketball in Atlanta and hockey in Toledo. This is the week to tune in.
But for now, I'm Maddie Warden.
And I'm Elisa Luker. Thanks for watching.